My name is Daniel Rader. I've worked on decentralization technology over the last decade plus. The reason was I wanted to decentralize Facebook, and the reason for that was because Facebook around 2015-ish is when I noticed it was censoring speech, and I thought that was abhorrent. So I was trying to find some kind of alternative to Facebook, and none existed. The only option in my mind, considering I knew a little bit about JavaScript and scripting, was decentralization. At the time, though, the only decentralization that existed or seemed to be popular was decentralized apps made by blockchain. And personally, I found blockchain to be extremely difficult to use. It had low adoption. The barrier to entry for an average person was pretty high. So I was looking into ways that decentralization could still take place using different technology. That led me to WebRTC, specifically a library created by a developer named Chris McCormick, who developed Bugout. The problem is, so let me say this. So with Bugout, he provided a free signaling server. However, I noticed in my development and testing that peers would not connect to each other. And over the years of trying to play with it and experiment with it to build my own Facebook, quote unquote, what I found was that his free signaling server used WebTorrent. And the free signaling server provided with WebTorrent is capable of both the BitTorrent protocol and the WebTorrent protocol simultaneously. So you can use a WebTorrent server, tracker server they're called, as a BitTorrent server. Meaning, if you wanted to download a movie from the mainline BitTorrent network, you could, using that server. The problem with that is China found out about that server. And that's fine, in my opinion, because I think people in China deserve free speech as well. The issue is there's 1 billion of them. And a good percentage was using this free BitTorrent server that was provided by the developer of Bugout. That led to the server getting overloaded. So I tried to build my own. What ended up happening is I spent the last decade-ish trying to build my own and eliminate servers altogether. The problem is you can't coordinate peers unless there's some rendezvous for them to be able to coordinate with each other. That's the reason that a server is needed, right? There has to be some kind of meeting point for the peers to talk to each other. It wasn't until I resigned to that fact and stopped trying to eliminate servers altogether that my answer kind of came to me. There's a service out there, a cloud service called Cloudflare, that allows you to sign up for free and leverage it to either host your domain, its DNS, provide security around your domain, or don't use the domain at all. It also gives you free service workers and WebSocket connections to those service workers that, in my mind, could be used as a signaling service to connect peers together. So, what I ended up doing was creating a library called freertc. FreeRTC uses a protocol that I developed and wrote, and the reason, or a specification I should say, it's a peer signaling protocol specification. The reason I wrote that is because none exist. And because I'm trying to use WebRTC instead of blockchain, I went with creating my own specification because none exist. So FreeRTC is a library that's available on NPM. You can use a custom domain or no domain at all. When you install it in your project, it could optionally contribute to a federated cross-domain network. It uses peer.000/WS as its main entry point, gateway, whatever, and federates along with that. So if you deploy it to example.com, it would all appear on example.com, would connect to a peer on peer.000. So what that does is it creates a strong global federated network of peers across the entire world if that option is chosen. And that's done through the configuration using a relay URL. And then what it ends up potentially enabling is a peer-to-peer cloud, or distributed LLMs, or something like a P2P package manager. So next up, what I'm going to show you is how to install FreeRTC in your own project without overriding what already exists. And so we'll take it from there. In the next few episodes, I'll cover partial mesh and why that's important, potentially Kademlia, and then gossip protocol for messaging.